Hello, welcome to the next edition of the Jank Tank. Today we're going to be trying out Cruel Celebrant again, but this time we got some brand new cards from the new set. The Micro Tyrant, pretty decent, hopefully. The Starving Revenant, also. Souls of the Lost. So we got some okay new cards coming in, and hopefully we can do quite well with the deck. Also, the Whale of the Forgotten is also a new card we're trying out in this list. Of course, hopefully we dodge the Leyline of the Void decks. That seemed to be the bane of our existence in the last video, so if we could somehow avoid those decks, that'd be kind of nice. But we do have backup plans like Shieldred to hopefully come in the matchups where we assume there's a lot of graveyard hate, and we have Terra Sunder to address graveyard hate. So hopefully we have enough so we can still beat with our new cards. Basically now we have a total of what? 12 quote-unquote Lurgoyfs. So that's kind of sweet. So if you like this kind of content, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification so we go for future videos. And let's get into the deck list. And we're on our way to 1,000 subs. Let's get there. So the deck list, we have 4 Sprouts, 2 Vermins, 4 Suppliers, a decent amount of 1-drops to help facilitate our self-mill. And then second turn, we have, of course, Sum of Age, Souls, Lurgoyf as decent options to just drop down. Rider is our choice of removal with Fatal Push, so 8 removal spells should be a decent amount. Starving Revenant, hopefully we can enable Descent 8. I'm not really sold on that. Same with the Whale of Forgotten. They're just kind of in here to see how they actually pan out. You could have definitely argued that like, maybe you shouldn't even play Whale, just because I guess you are technically already splashing like blue for Lurgoyf for the kicker, but it's not really as required. That's why for the mana base, we have a lot of pathways that produce blue, just because if we need the blue, okay. If we don't need it. And yeah, sideboard wise, we have 3 Thought Seizes for the control matchup, and to get rid of the like Rest in Peace, stuff like that. Terra Sunder for that like Rest in Peace, Leyline, any problematic artifact and enchantments. 2 Disputes to help resolve our threats. 2 Necromentis for the combo matchups. Lost Lore is our graveyard hate. We have 2 Extinction Events for a potential Wrath of some sort. 2 Shieldreds for a backup plan. So that is our Lurgoyf. Now we did end up cutting the CDC for the Starving Revenant. I know it's kind of sad. I really love CDC. But we're going to try it with just this 4/4. See if he actually is good enough in the long run. So, no further ado. Let's see the deck in action. Team Vents tapped. Passes. That's not a bad top deck. So we'll go ahead and drop down the Sprout. Say go. Pathway. Passes. We mill. We mill the land. That's good. We drew a land. That's sad. Play the Swamp. Play the Stitcher Supplier. Go to combat. Smack face. Plays the Canal and passes. We mill. We get a nice Hulk. Play the Watery Grave tapped. Attempt to smack you for 4. This must be like the Lutri. No, I don't see Lutri. Coast. Unless this is creativity. Hard cast an Arclight Phoenix. Attempts to shove with it. We will eat up the Sprout. That's good for next turn. You can do that on its instep. Drop a Forest, I suppose. Hit you. Second Arclight Phoenix. Shoves with both. Swift in. Eat up the Arclight Phoenix. The Tomb tapped. There's no way I'm milling him. So we will mill ourselves. Cast a Cruel, which really amplifies our clock to a 5/5 and hit you for 6. So now you need to answer 2 threats. Free the Fae. Get rid of lands and some spells he probably would want. He takes the Opt. Actually, I would probably have took the sleight of hand, but got game 1. So in this matchup, we bring in Sentinel. Probably with him, he has Hearse and Shieldred seem fine. We're trimming on this game. We're going to try to keep much of the new cards we possibly can. Cruel actually pushes seem very weak. We'll bring in EE because it could hit all the Phoenixes. So I don't like that. Canal and passes. Swamp. Supplier. Say go. Plays a Hall. Shredder. Passes. Play Souls of the Lost. Sack the Serpent. The Supplier. Mill some cards. Pass the turn. We didn't mill that many lands, so that's good. Sleight of hand. So I assume he's going to go for the Connive here. So no red. It's not a removal. Free the Fae. So that connives. Best case scenario, we draw a Golgari dual land, so we can drop the Sentinel. Eat his yard up. Passes. I guess that's a land for next turn. Play the Triome. Attack you for 6. Free the Fae. That's good. That means he's most likely not going to get back Phoenix this turn. Because he basically needs to draw a land, play the land, cast 2 1-drop spells. And that's plausible, but you picked Shredder. So there's a land. Is it Charm? So he gets the Connive trigger. Filling up his yard, which normally would be a good thing if there wasn't graveyard hate. Hits me. Passes. So we play Sentinel of the Lost Lore. So we do these 2 modes. So we put Prankster to the bottom, eat his graveyard. Smash your face. Say go. Plays a sleight of hand. As long as I guess you leave up Prankster, seems fine. Or play the Prankster. Because I mean, chumping with a Shredder feels bad. Attempt to Swift in. Got the match. 1-0. Let's get into the next. Or a Sprout. Say go. Triome. We mill. Play a tap land, I suppose, and attack. Growth Spiral. You got me. I'm interested. Fable. Cast Soul. Get rid of Rider. Binding. Eats my soul. That hurts. Hit ya. So I'm guessing I'm facing Omnath. If I had to guess. There's the Omnath. Crack the Fable. Grab a Swamp. Play the Tyrant. There's no world where I think I shock myself, but I should. To make it look like I have something of value. That is not a prosperous exchange. So we get to make a single sapling or fungus. Gets to gain some life. Bring to light. Shadow's Verdict. There goes my board. There goes your Omnath. Can't wake up. Cast our Phage. And play a Fable. Say go. Okay, Niv Mizzet. Grab an island. We just ship the turn. Can't attack through the Niv. Gets Yorion. I'm guessing a Verse is coming my way right here. Abrupt Decay. It's not as painful. Hits me down to 12. I think I'd go for it now. Well, he's less likely to have protection when he untaps. And, of course, we also maybe can cast it. That's another advantage. Say go. Triumph. Verse. Land. Ship the turn. Tibble. Goes digging for both our libraries. Whale of Forgotten is not useful. Just passes. Drop down the supplier. Say go. Gets a forest from me. Carrieted. That does stop my attacks. Cast a whale. I'm pretty sure he has this wrapped up. He's just gonna ultimate the Tibble. Definitely Shieldred. Maybe Necro. And maybe Thoughtseize and Terra Sunder. Push does not seem great. Maybe 2 Riders. And no whales. Maybe 1 less Necromancer. I don't like that. Play Stitcher Supplier. Say go. It's a tap land. That should be helpful in a minute. So first things first, we'll play a Goif Not Kicked. Smack. Spiral. That's good. That means no removal's up. So I think I can't wake up. Seems logical here. Play the island. Go to combat. Smack you for 5. Catacomb Nihiri. Minus on the Urborg. That kind of stinks. I'm just trying to do sweet things over here, opponent. Play a Swamp. Kick it. Don't even care about Nihiri. Hit your face. Vanishing versus the Urborg. And loots. What's his next possible? He has no weight up. He might have it now. So play the Phage. Put that on green. Because I need less blue. Go ahead and mill myself. Go to combat. Attack you to 10. Binding my Phage. Jeez. Bring to light. Niv. That's okay. I mean, it does replenish his hand, which is kind of sad, but loots away Triome. So let's double spell this turn. Sack a land. Say go. Tap land. So we know if he attacks. So he probably has Wrath or double removal. Upticks the Nihiri. So now we have to eat the Nihiri. Much as I would like to do that, I don't think I can. Eat up the Nihiri. Tap land. That's good. To Fairy. Shieldred. Vanishing Verse. That sucks. Play some Confluence. Do you have anything to do this turn? Alright, makes me pitch my Rider. That sucks. I was gonna go try to kill that to Fairy. Looks like a Niv or maybe a BTL. Alright, Niv. That's not helpful, but play it anyways, I suppose. We only have one more turn, essentially, here. He's gonna knock us down to 6. Carrieted. Fortress doesn't matter. So we go to 6. Gets the Yorion. Can't cast it this turn. Thoughtseize just kills us. So 1-1. Let's get into the last match. Pathway Supplier. Say go. Knight of the Ebon Legion. Passes. Tap land. Push. Attack. Null Priest. Passes. Play a tap land, Sprout, and the Gnawing Vermin. The best rat in Pioneer. And attack. Oh, black on sweet vampires. Veto. Do you bother attacking? He does. I'm not going to trade, that's for sure. So we lose 2. This flips. Soul lost. So I think I go ahead and I sack with Soul. I'm going to sack the Vermin. Kill the Null. Hulk Smash. Say go. Another Cavern Vamp. What's your 4-drop? Is this Bloodletter? Drana. And passes. Eat the Knight. Hulk Smash. Say go. Thorin. Puts a counter on it and gives a lifelink. A Knight. Attacks with Veto. Swift End. We will eat the Veto. Tomb untapped. Push. It's a little excessive, but I just kind of want to go to game 2. Remove his entire board. Got game 1. Since he is black-based, right? That would mean he most likely would have Hearse. So I think I bring in Shieldred, potentially EE, and Terra Sunder. Whale out. Trim on a push. A Rider. And then Null. Rat. Run it like that. Leyline of the Void. Swamp passes. I don't even think he molded that far. He might not even mold at all. No. So we go ahead and drop down a Breeding Pool. Sprout. Sego. Etherborn. Seems reasonable. Shieldred. That would have actually liked that one. That isn't a terrible top deck. So we get to mill him, which does get around this ley line. And we pass the turn. Sorin. Cheats in a vampire. Kalitas. Attempts to shove. Take it for now. Play the Grave Tap. Sego. We wait on this Summophage until after the EE on even. Drains me. Make some blood tokens. Immediately cracks the blood. Trying to find a land probably. Did. You cracked the last blood. Attacks. Just with that. Take it. Forgot to activate the Sorin. Play the passage. Crack it. Grab the swamp. EE. Even. Attack Sorin. Take Sorin out. Pass the turn. Cracks a blood token. Knight of the Even Legion. Seems reasonable. Terra Sunder. That's interesting. So first things first. Terra Sunder, the ley line. Supplier. Put that on green, so I have 2 green sources. Cast Cruel. Say go. Do you just top deck a swamp? No. Got something else. Bloodletter, maybe? Sorin. Uptick. I assume on the Knight. You could also zacked it and I guess killed the Cruel. Attacks. We'll block that every day of the week. So we can fill up this yard, make my Sprout flip. Thank you. I was worried we'll never find this card. I wanted to see how this card performs. Put that in the graveyard. I kind of want to draw the Tyrant. Just because I feel like it. Play another Sprout. So he is all tapped out. We will attack. Kill the Sorin. We will probably chump with this Sprout if we have to. Veto. Passes. So we get to flip. Eat the Bloodletter. So we get a little bit of a drain. Play the Tyrant. Now I can shock myself here and kick the Lurgoyf once to trigger multiple of these. And I think I have to. I shouldn't say I have to, but I want to. Play the Lurgoyf kicked once. Attack, 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 and attack. Takes it to 7. You make 3 1/1s, so this becomes a 7/7. Pretty sweet. Pays into the Veto. What does that mean for me? Attacks in. I guess I don't know why this wouldn't work. So they gained 3. So they would have done 6 to me, potentially. But we get to smash in with the Hulks. Drain them with the Revent. And smash. 2-1 record. So what do we want to speak about this deck? Overall, we went 2-1. Not bad record for a Jank Tank deck. So I think this deck is moving in the right direction. Of course, there's definitely the argument that, well, Starving Revenant should just be Shieldred, and you have a little bit extra Shieldreds on the board in case you see removal or a graveyard hate, but poo. I'm all here to play graveyard strategies, not Shieldred and a graveyard strategy. But overall, it did close out that game, even though I think, did it actually make a difference? I don't know. For 4 mana, maybe it should do a little bit more than it did. But we did end up draining for 2, gaining 2 life, which could matter in certain matchups. So it's kind of like a nice Shieldred backup if you can get your 8 cards in your graveyard, right? So I'm not exactly sure if this card is going to make it long term, of course. Is it better than CDC? It's not as sweet as CDC. I've had fun playing CDC. The one card that I really wouldn't mind fitting in the shell, of course, is the Creeping Chill. But it's kind of weird because it doesn't really help facilitate the deck itself. Whale of the Forgotten kind of does that. If you have any suggestions at all on how to improve this list, because I wouldn't mind trying this again if we ever get another piece. And maybe even if you want to see this deck again in general, let me know down in the comment section, because I do want to start working decks to a finished product. Because that is something that I think most people would want to see. What decks have you seen on my channel so far that you like the most? What decks would you like to see being refeatured to a finalized product? So you have an optimized brew. Let me know down in the comment section. All that stuff. And until next time, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.